Today marks 1482nd day, Charles, since I learned and continue to learn with you. My hope these insights will inspire you, support dreams, help achieve a goal, really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about considerate. Being considerate. How to be considerate. I think that's a very important topic because I think it's so much easier to really have and build nurture relationships when you're considerate. I think when you do not have that consideration in your mind, it's really hard to really build deep relations beyond surface level because people understand that you are very selfish. You're very selfish. So considerate and selfish sometimes is a different directions. And I think being able to really see other people in your own picture, I think is extremely important. So today we'll share eight things that we need to really consider when we want to be considerate, especially with other people, of course. So number one is you think one step ahead. One step ahead. And I think that that's just a very simple example is that when you see that someone is walking full hands, they don't have any more hands, they have so many things in their hands, boxes, anything, and you anticipate that maybe they will go through doors and helping them opening the doors rather than waiting until they put the box on the ground and they open by themselves. Being able to really say like how we could really see what this person might need one step ahead. So that means that we're able to really look into the future as well. We're able to really anticipate that some person will need some support and being there for that step. I think it's a beautiful thing when you really say that I'm not living for my own future, but I'm really anticipating that there's other people who need some support as well. I will get ready for it. I will be ready for it. That's a beautiful thing to be considered when you start to imagine yourself helping someone in the future. So beautiful. I think that, and I think that considerate is I'm very competitive, but I'm competitive in a healthy, altruistic ways as well. For example, when I'm driving, I always hope that I will be the person who allows a person to drive in. When someone is driving from difficult street to get in, I want to be the person who really allows people to really get in. So that means that anticipate that people will want to really be helped, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So one step ahead. Number two is you read the room. So being considerate is paying attention. So first one is more about anticipation. Now, second is being considerate equal paying attention. So then being considerate means that sometimes when you look into other person, you look into like how do they feel today. That is paying attention. Paying attention that maybe someone doesn't sound, doesn't look the same way as always. Maybe they speak lower voice, maybe slower, maybe, and you're able to really ask, okay, so I see there's something off, and being able, like, do you want to share what's going on? Like, this is again, this sometimes it's just being able to really say that I'm there for you in case you need it, and I think that we're able to really notice things, and I think it's a beautiful thing when you notice things, and rather than then slide, oh, like probably there's nothing here, being able to really upfront that I'm noticing something. I see you. I see you. I hear you. I think that is a beautiful thing because that's again shows that you're paying attention to the people around you. Number three is you take responsibility for your impact. And this is massive. This is a huge one. Huge one. I have seen so many times that people focus too much on intention rather than impact. So I said, not your impact, not your intent, your impact. That is considerate. So when we do not consider other people who think about our intent, my intent was good, so that means that I'm good, like I'm great. But sometimes our intent doesn't deliver, and our intent are good, but the end result, the impact, is negative. So consider a person is not just looking in their own intent; they're looking into what their actions did bring to other person. What kind of results, what kind of impact did it deliver? That's where the ownership needs to be. Because we need to sometimes apologize. Apologize like my intent was this, but I know that this would end up being. My intent was totally wrong compared to what was impact. And this is again very, very important. Number four is you don't make everything about you. So the concentration is opposite of self-centeredness. So that means that there's enough, like sometimes we believe That like we are like suns, like all the planets going around us. No, like we are like planets. We going around the sun. The sun is a beautiful Earth, and being able to really see ourselves not as sun as but as a planet going around things. I think that we're able to really see that everyone is a planet. Every single person is there to really live a beautiful life. And I think that's when we're able to really start to consider other people as like, how could I really take away myself from the picture just for a day, just for a day, and see like how could my actions would be the most beneficial for someone else, not me today. I think that's a great exercise. What would they do if I would not think about me right now? What other person would need the most? What would they be the most happy about? And being able to consider other person's view. What would be the most successful thing for them? Not you, just for a day. Maybe you'll say, "Oh, I loved being able to really be considered. I loved being able to think how I could even support them in their vision." And again, I think that could be addictive thing. Number five, you respect boundaries without needing explanations. I think sometimes this is again a big thing because sometimes when a person doesn't have a good day and they just want to say I'm not able to meet or I'm not able to do something, and people want to just explanation the reasons and why they want to wait, like why not, and rather than giving that other person space, because that's a lot of times that's exactly what they need. They need to reflect, they need to think it through, they need to really understand themselves before and have the clarity about themselves, about the situation that they are in, and then they will be able to come back and share those things. So considerate person will not need explanations right away. Most time we will want to have explanations, but not needing explanations. Wanting and needing is different. And I think if you see that the person doesn't want to share, you let it go. And I think that's again being considerate, being allowing other person to have those boundaries, that healthy boundaries for that person to really heal through the things that they need to feel. Space, conversations, and that's again um, even joking about the things that maybe they don't want to be joked about. Number six is you manage yourself. I think that's considered is that you not making your house someone else's problem. And this again being able to really say like, how could they solve my problem and not really put my problem on other people? Because the thing sometimes is people just really start creating their problem everyone's problem. And really, I think that sometimes we just need to really sit down and say, like, if I would be considerate, how we could really manage this problem by myself. Maybe I could really get a input, advice, shortcut, but not really put my problem on other people. Because again, if you don't consider that and you become a problem and energy drainer, that's again destroys a lot of relationships. And people don't want to invite people in their surroundings and anything in between, blamers, people who blame, complain, and bring problems rather than bring ideas and solutions. I mean, I think that's again being manage yourself is extremely important and it's part of being considerate. Number seven, you give little efforts that have big effects. And I think that's it's very interesting because sometimes even the smallest things shows how you consider it. So giving little efforts, big effects. Like small things that we can really consider, like maybe bringing the shopping cart, and someone will not need to go around and even the employee, like even refilling the coffee pot for someone else. Like doing the small things. I think that's a big thing because people see small things because how you do everything, that's how you do one thing, that's how you do everything. So being able to really start from small things, saying thank you at the cashier and people around you for to just small things that you can do. And I think that it's beautiful to be able to sit down and reflect what kind of small things could I do today to be more considerate of other people, of other person's emotions, other person's um, time. And I think that's a beautiful thing when we're able to really start from micro actions. And from micro actions, we can build up our reputation, our relationships, and you'll increase that consideration to something bigger. And last one, number 8, is you make people feel safe being themselves. That's the beautiful thing. You make people feel safe being themselves. That means you don't judge, you don't mock vulnerability, you allow themselves to share without judgment. And you have that mentality that I want to understand you. I want to hear you. I want to really see where your perspective is coming from. I want to really understand your narrative. What led you to that belief without judgment? It's not that if I don't like you, if I don't like what you're saying, that I will conditionally say, oh, I cannot be friends to this kind of person who believes this. No, I think that every single person has to have differences, but when we're able to really have that ability to be considerate and allowing other people to share what they share without and with full acceptance, radical acceptance ourselves and other people, because of course being considerate means sometimes we need to be able to radically accept ourselves with our flaws, with our limitations. And I think that when we radically accept ourselves, it's much, much easier to radically accept other person and live a lives where you love everyone unconditionally without conditions. We have no negotiables, so boundaries, but not conditions to really have your friendship or have you around. So, how would you reflect on that? Because I think that's extremely important topic, being considerate, because sometimes people are really not considerate, and I think that sometimes it's easy to judge. I just don't know where they're coming from, but I think being considerate is extremely important topic to live in a healthy society. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.